Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Now, you may be wondering, what do you mean how Riddler is Riddler? What I mean is that comic book characters can be written by many different people, and show up in many different pieces of media, making it so there is no definitive character, simply an unwritten guideline or general consensus on how a character should look, act, or be written. And that's exactly what I've made, a rule for Riddlers. I'm going to be going through different Riddlers to see how Riddler they are. Here's the list of rules for how Riddler should look, act, and details about his plan. I'm not going to go through them right now because that's what the entire video is. I'll go through the list and give points for how many rules that Riddler follows. I'll add them up, and how many points any given Riddler follows is how Riddler they are. There is also a list of rules about his origin story, but that doesn't come up very often in Riddler stories, so it's really more of bonus points. I'm going to explain them as they come up in the video, but most of them are pretty self-explanatory. Now, for which Riddler we're going to evaluate. Starting with the animated series version of Riddler. In the animated series, Riddler appears in 4 episodes. Starting with If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? What is Reality? Riddler's Reform, and a brief cameo in The Trial.
Sad, isn't it?
Now, this Riddler actually started most of the tropes used when writing Riddler today, like him being a hacker, his smugness, and his two-piece suit look. The New Adventures version of him is different, so it's not going to be included in this episode. Now, the evaluation. I mean, unless you don't have functioning eyes, I don't have to explain this.
You're adorable.
Now, he doesn't get this one since his top and bottom are different colors, and therefore it's not a green two-piece suit.
That's not fair!
Only one small question mark on his tie. That's a circle. His boxes, computer, and cars are decorated appropriately. His lair, however, is completely missing any question marks, and his shadow doesn't count. Once again, just look at him.
You're adorable.
He somehow makes this light spin. It's also a gun. This doesn't affect the point. I just thought it's worth mentioning. These could be anyone's henchmen. Take some pride in your minions.
My. Can we actually have a brain beneath that pointy cowl of ours?
Just listen to his voice. He's clearly enjoying this.
Gee, boss, you're scaring me. You're talking kind of crazy.
Don't you ever call me that! I fooled the police, the doctors, the parole board, all of them. There's only one person who's ever been able to challenge me. Batman.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This seems like a perfect example of Rule 15. However, pay attention to what he's saying. He's tricked the people at Arkham, meaning that he is aware of his own insanity. He's just able to convince people that he is insane. So while he does insult the goon that said he's insane, he is aware of his own insanity, and that is not Riddler.
Where does a 500-pound gorilla sleep? What is this, some kind of joke? Listen, you stupid machine, I want my money!
This guy literally didn't play his game and lost his life savings. After going legit, he can't not go after Batman.
Impossible! My trap was perfect! How did he do it? I have to know! Somebody tell me! It's not fair! There was no way, I tell you! No way he could have gotten out! Somebody tell me! Do you hear me? Somebody tell me how he did it! I have to know! I have to know!
Very reasonable reaction.
There's only one person who's ever been able to challenge me. Batman. He's the only one worthy of the game.
With this one, he is obsessed with Batman. He's not really trying to kill Batman or find out who Batman is, but he is still obsessed with Batman. He feels the need to challenge Batman, so I'm counting that.
Have you lost what passes for your mind? You can't afford to do without me, Mockridge.
Definitely.
Batman! Batman, where are you?
Forget it, kid. I handed him his walking papers.
He found Robin's location in the maze, turns the screen on the wall next to him just to say this, and then immediately turned it off. His motivations are revenge for stealing his game, erase all evidence of Edward Nygma and kill Gordon, and kill Batman to move on with his life. He's not exactly discreet about all these plans. His method of killing Gordon is trapping him in a computer, forcing him into a human centrifuge, and giving him a heart attack.
Where's Mockridge?
In the center of the maze.
He tells them exactly where he is. We don't see or hear anything about his parents. They could be good parents for all we know. He became Riddler for revenge. There's no evidence of this. I don't think it's specified exactly what his job was, but he worked for a game company. I'm going to explain this one. It's implied through Mockridge knowing it's him on the stock ticker that he's been hunting him for years. Now that we're done evaluating, let's see what his final score is. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, I said earlier that this Riddler is responsible for most modern Riddler writing tropes, but I am glad that the first Riddler we evaluated was so Riddler. Tell me in the comments if there's another Riddler you'd like me to evaluate next. Bear in mind, it could take me a while to get my hands on whatever piece of material he appears in. I hope to evaluate as many Riddlers as I can, so if any of you do suggest one, then even if it takes a while, I will get to it. Thank you for watching, and good file.